All for you, I'm down and diligent. Just know I'm down and diligent. I'm down and diligent. Ay, mama always working late. Daddy didn't work today. I got all these bills to pay, and I'm not even thinking straight. Probably twisting up a wood, trying to see what's up today. I've been engineering all my music, feeling all type of way. Drowning in my thoughts, I might get lost up in this tidal wave. Maybe I'm just tired of Seattle, I need brighter day. I get way too high, I lose my mind, I'm thinking all type of shit. Look you in your eyes, I see a star, son, your future lit. Smiling at your mama, all in love, that's my type of chick.
Yo, what's good, man? Y'all tapped into another episode of the D.A.D podcast, known as the Down and Diligent podcast. You heard?
Yes, sir.
Do yourself a favor, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and hit us up, follow us up, and subscribe, man. Subscribe to our channel for sure.
Subscribe, man. Hit that
All the way to
notification
1,000.
bell.
Oh, all the way to the
1,000,
1,000.
man.
Numbers going up, man. So
Yeah, they are, man.
Appreciate all the guests that got our shit buzzing.
yeah, for sure, man.
Straight up,
Everybody
man.
that subscribe, man. Good luck.
Straight
man.
up. We
that.
appreciate y'all, man. And hit that notification bell so y'all can be notified every time we drop another banger. Speaking of bangers, man, we got another banger in here today, man. We got somebody real special, man. I actually got the pleasure of meeting this dude through a recent guest that we had, man. Shout out to Fizo. You know what I'm saying? He
Fizo.
tapped in.
Yes, sir. Fizo.
Got your boy Scoe up in here, man. Scoe Sinatra. You know, I heard some incredible things about him. Had a great conversation with him over the phone. Built a lot of dialogue from then. You know, it's a lot of trials and tribulations in this episode, but he's standing. He here right now. You know what I'm saying? So Scoe, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Man, what's up with it, man? Just enjoy being here. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been one of my things to put positive out there. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
But it took a while to get to that. I ain't just jumped to that. I ain't just, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of cats that may see this. A lot of people know me. You know what I mean? And I just want to clarify something before we go any further. Like you was talking about the bangers. I got a banger. Not to be on that, but I ain't like.
Nah, we talking about like, you know how like a new song come out, you say banger?
Oh.
Nah, we ain't putting that out there. We ain't putting that out
I got to clarify that. I'm about to clear that up right now. You know what I mean? So I'm
man, we got a banger.
You got a slapper. Like, we going crazy.
No, bro. Like when it come down to the slang thing, cause I've been sitting down for
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Y'all might be a little younger than me, so it's like when you say certain words, I interpret it as something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
We transparent here. So,
that
you know what
part.
I'm saying? Yeah, most definitely, man. But tell us a little bit about you, bro. Where you coming from without the whole, you know, what community you come from and your upbringing.
Yeah, well, me personally, bro, I'm gonna put it like I'm gonna break it down to you from start to now, but I'm gonna synopsis and make it small. I started off, bro, like skating and riding bikes and going to Hollywood Park and all that type of stuff. And the thing is, but that's like in the early years. That's like 6, 7, 8, 9. You dig what I'm saying? And but then as a cat got older, you know what I'm saying, you start running to different influences. And them influences was more enforceful than the influences at the house. You know what I mean? As parents and shit and stuff like that. So it was like, before I was with the gang thing, I've been involved with gangs since I was like maybe like 8, 9, 10, like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, everybody got a beginning. There's always a causative factor that makes you go either this way or that way. But you don't know that causative factor until you get years down the line, until you wasted a gang of years, until you did a gang of goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? And then once you have that aha moment and you think about it, then you go back and check your timeline and you figure out, okay, where did I go wrong at?
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Where did it all start at? But you done wasted 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't never too late to jump on that right side of the
Yeah,
track type shit.
That's when the old sayings really kick in when they're like a hard head make it soft fast. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
know
get
what
it
I'm saying?
now. Like, damn.
Yeah, you get it now. But you know, I had to bang my head 35 years to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just in prison. Well, I ain't talking camps, YAs in the streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can kind of like with me at the beginning, probably like with moms and them parted ways. You know, once my mom and them, my pops parted, because I came up in a 2-parent household. You dig what I mean? I came up in a 2-parent household, and my grandmother, grandfather had great grandparents at 100 and something. I had the whole family kit.
system, yeah.
I had the whole family village.
Right. So not to cut your wisdom or nothing like that, King, but as far as like, do you see like, you know, you're 7, 8, 9, and you were skating and things like that? When did the decision turn for you? You know, when you start going the other way.
The decision turned for me when my pops separated. You know what I'm saying? Moms went that way, pops went this way. Pops got on drugs, moms went over that way, moved over here with my 2 siblings. I stayed with my dad, you know what I'm saying? And it was like he was a physical cat, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna toughen you up, one of them type of things and shit. So it was like, so at that point, so now you have pops over here, moms over there, you got family members on drugs, and this is that. As a kid, where are you in that dynamic?
Yeah. Tell them what timeline this is. Like, what, this is 80s, 90s?
This is like the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Early 80s and stuff like that. So where are you as a kid? Where is the nurturing? Where is the attention? Where is the, you know what I'm saying? Them things as a youngin' is important.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Right.
So if I want to go get a khaki suit, I had homegirls to go steal me khaki suits and croaker sacks out of Newberry's and get me G'd up to go to school and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now in my head, I interpret that as love.
Right.
I got the homies. If I get jumped at school, they come up to the school and I'm getting my lick back. I interpret that as love. I interpret that as I get attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now that unmet need is being met, but by this negativity. I don't care whether it's negative or not. All I care about is I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. You know what I'm saying?
And at the time, it ain't even negative till something really go down.
No, and it's not negative until something really go down. You know what I mean? Right. And even when it goes down, you still like, I'm rocking with the homies right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I've been through all this. Got me shoe. Like you said, we walking to school fighting. Cats is homegirl stealing me clothes. I feel indebted to this shit.
I feel obligated to, like, man, these my folks. I'm rocking with them however I need to rock with them. They look out for me. I'm gonna look out for them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them type of things. Right. And so that's how that played out. But as you grow older, the more intensified, the more violent, the more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As you grow,
tolerate.
Right.
Yeah.
It gets deeper and deeper.
Right.
And deeper, you know what I mean?
Right. I got a question for you, man. I seen one of your videos. You was talking about the power of acceptance, like at that age. Like, talk about how powerful acceptance is during that time where you kind of like don't got to something at home that the streets got for you, like about acceptance.
The power of acceptance, bro, is one of the, in my opinion, is one of them as a youngin. Is one of the most powerful things to a youth to gravitate to. Because as a youngin, you want to be accepted. That's why you want the brand new Jordans.
Right.
That's why you want the fat rollie or in school and this, that. It ain't I want to be fly. You want to be accepted. Even as grown men. You go get the popping car, you go get shaved up and do this and do that. You do it for yourself, but 85% of that shit is for the broad.
Right.
Because you want to be accepted. But that acceptance is totally different from that acceptance.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and as a youngin', you don't know how to distinguish a healthy acceptance to an unhealthy acceptance.
You just taking the fact you can accept it.
Yeah, you getting accepted.
Yeah,
right?
you been-
broke it
and
down.
Sometimes you be willing to do whatever to keep that accepted.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
you're willing to do whatever to keep that acceptance. So a homie, a G homie, older homie, whatever, say, hey, come on, get in, little bro. We finna go over here. We finna go smack something.
Even for you to be chosen to want to get in.
Yeah, you glad you exactly, bro. You proud to be chosen to want to get in because why? It's 6, 7 other young cats just like you, and they pick you out that 7. So now I'm special.
Mm-hmm.
So now I get to rock with the G homies.
Right.
You know what I'm
What
saying?
you want to be accepted by is what you influence by.
Yeah.
What you influenced by.
Yeah, your politic is different now. You get to
your
come back to
politics-
them
yeah,
and
I
say,
get to come back to them
yeah.
and say, hey, stop, no,
Yeah.
bro, we ain't doing it like that.
Right.
This is what we doing. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And that now you on the hamster wheel with chaos. You just, the hamster get on the wheel. It's a chaotic. It's just a wheel of chaos.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I want to take it back a little bit, man. You know, you was a youngin' when you said your parents, they separated or whatnot. Can you recall the trauma that caused you and your household? Do you have siblings?
Yeah, well, I had 2 siblings. I got one now. My brother up under me, my baby brother, he just passed away a couple of years, about 2-3 years ago. He OD'd.
Oh, man, so my condolences.
I appreciate it. While I was up in the stoops, and I did his like low key eulogy. I had to do that over a phone. You know what I'm saying? And hooked it up, and I had to do that over a phone. And so all of that comes from like you asked about the trauma. When a person left, it's like, okay, mom's moved over here, my pop's over here. Now I'm dealing with abandonment issues. You know what I'm saying? Even though she didn't bounce just like I'm leaving you, but as a kid, she had to move. She got on for her sake, and stuff because they didn't mesh. They didn't.
That's how you interpret it, though, as a kid.
As a kid,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
interpreted it as she bounced on me.
me.
She took them and bounced on me and stuff like that. But as an adult, I realized she didn't bounce on me. I bounced on her. And what I mean by that is I chose to stay there. Why? Because there was no home supervision there. You know what I'm saying? Pops was doing what he was doing. I had aunts and stuff like that. Everybody had their own get down, and I didn't have to worry about a lot of discipline and shit like that.
You can go hang out now.
I can go hang out now,
Right.
and stuff. But at the same time, there's the trauma, the physical trauma and stuff like that, to where in my head, well, the physical is like, okay, you solve your problems with violence. That's what the cat was taught. You know what I'm saying? And that was from both parents. My pops and my mom. Mom's like, man, ain't you better not let nobody take nothing from you. You pick up something, you bust them in their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you internalize that shit. You internalize it. And when as you internalize it, that becomes a part of your character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything starts from the thought. You know what I'm saying? Then the words. From the words, the actions. From the actions, the behavior. From the behavior, it becomes like a routine. Then that routine becomes your character.
Right.
It's a process and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's how that came about.
So, recalling, how old were you when you first got your prison sentence? When you did your first stint?
I got busted when I was 17.
17 years old.
Yeah,
And how much time did you do?
I did like 13 the first time.
13 the first time.
years.
Yeah.
So what was this, the 80s?
87, 87 all the way to like 2000. 2000.
Okay,
2000.
so before we really dissect that conversation and what the feeling was like, go ahead.
And that was your first time ever going in the system? Or
No.
Did you do juvenile and all that too?
Yeah, I did juvenile.
So you
camps
basically did
and
more
shit.
time in the system than on the street.
I did more time. I had more time in the system than I have in life.
Yeah.
Free. You feel me?
Yeah. That's
Shit.
So
damn.
what was that like with your parents, being a youth, going to camps and all of that?
My mom was always a consistent, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My pops I never saw. But we were still cool. If I can catch him when he wasn't messed up, what's up, old dude, whatever.
Right.
and stuff, and I never knew why he never, come holler at me or whatever until recently. And I asked my brother, I'm like bro, what was up? He both of them rest in peace now. And I asked, bro, what was up with Pops? Why he never? He said, man, he never saw you. He never came to see you because he couldn't see you locked up like an animal. That was his. That was his thing and shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
It's hard for me to even talk to cats in jail because it's like, damn, like,
yeah.
kind
It's
of
tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that. So you don't want to see him in that predicament, but sometimes nigga needs you to come see him for that support.
Yeah. but I'm more or less, bro, on some real shit. I'm more or less laid back, understanding type to try to put myself in other people's shoes for the most part.
Right.
And just chill. I didn't used to be like that. It just be snap off, like you know what I'm saying. You dropped the ball on me one time, nigga. F everything.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying. Period. Don't talk to me,
Yeah.
type of thing. But you can't go through life like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, but when he died, I talked to him when he died. You know what I'm saying. We was on the phone. He had cancer and stuff like that, and he passed away. And he regretted a lot. We had big boy conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was smooth, and it was like, okay, that's what's up. And,
We gave you that understanding.
yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean. He apologized and this, that, and the third. But my thing was, bro, you ain't got nothing to apologize for. You only did what
You knew what
you
you
knew.
do.
Right.
You knew you could do.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I think because we hold our parents, like when we younger, to such high expectations that we feel like they have it figured out. But when we look back, we like, damn, they was only 27.
Yeah, we
was young, too.
Yeah, bro,
You in that
young.
predicament.
They ain't had it figured out.
You didn't have
Yeah.
nothing figured out. They
You
were
know what I'm
humans just
saying?
like us.
Yeah.
You can ask a parent right now, bro, what's mom, what's emotional intelligence? Now your parent could be 50, 60 years old.
Yeah.
For the most part, especially us as blacks, they ain't gonna know what that means until you break it down.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And stuff like that. And so it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said, we deal with our emotions physically.
Yeah, we deal with our emotions physically.
We go. You say too much to an older cat, he might pop off on you.
Yeah.
Like
Because he don't know how to control. He don't know how to manage his emotions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Most
And
definitely.
stuff like that. And people, we tend to take everything personal. So I had to deprogram myself from that to where I said, okay, I'm a Q-tip that.
Right.
And then the cats like Q-tip, it means quit taking it personal.
Right.
You might say something.
Q-tip.
to
That's a
wit-
good one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I Q-tip it. And it's like, okay, in my head, if it's not physically harming me, man, knock yourself out. Do what you do. Because that keep me out of jail, bro.
Say that. Say that.
You know what I'm saying?
most important part on everything.
You talked about you caught your first prison sentence in '87. You talk about like what your environment was like in our community with us as black people with drugs.
You know, we wasn't even
What
born
kind
in '87.
Oh, y'all wasn't?
Nah,
88.
'88.
Oh, wow.
So how did drugs affect the community at that time?
Drugs just annihilated the community.
Crack
You know what I'm
epidemic.
saying?
Yeah.
Crack epidemic annihilated the community. You're not gonna find too many cats out of that era who parents wasn't on some sort of drugs.
Right.
Or whether it was
Or involved in that shit.
or
yeah.
involved or involved with the drugs. Whether they was selling it, whether they was using it, whether they was cooking it,
Everybody
whether
was
they
getting high.
bagging it. Everybody was doing something that was related to drugs. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? And those that didn't was far few and in between. You know, because I got certain homies and stuff like that who parents were straight up, straight down, hard workers and didn't do nothing. I mean, they end up coming to the game, but they parents didn't do drugs. And you find out that you tend to hang at their house more so than you did your own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You tend to hang at their house more than you did your own because that was an illustration of stability. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was an illustration of stability.
Yeah.
So that was new. It's fresh. and you there, you like bro house all day.
Like
You
it's
putting up
safe,
your pants and
safe,
all that.
comfortable.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Structure kind of.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
mom's in there baking and bringing in cookies and this and that, and you.
Right.
I'm like, man,
You started looking at him like, why are you even hanging out with me?
yeah,
I'm fucked up out here.
yeah, real talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like shit.
Right, man.
You mentioned something to us outside, about the 54th massacre, 54th Street
54th
massacre
Street Massacre
in 1984.
Yeah, October 12th, 1984, and it's like, bro, I've seen dead people before prior to that, but it hit different when it's your folks.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? It's your folks and
Yeah.
shit. And they dying, they bleeding out, and they lay it out, body after body after body after body.
So what was it, like a party?
It was
function?
a party. It was a party.
Can you take us through,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, beginning of that, how y'all felt, not even knowing, you know what I'm saying, this could possibly happen. Or I could be a victim of someone, my folks, this happening to them, and right there seeing that in real time.
Yeah, and it's like this, bro. And I'm gonna start with it like this. There's a saying, hurt people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So bam. And a lot of cats don't look at it that way. I'm finna break it down, but it is that way when you break it down. There's always a cause and effect. So, Man Yards had a football game, whatever, and stuff. So cats was at the football game, and this I'm just synopsis, breaking it down. Went up there to the football game. The homies with the Hoovers got into it with the 60s, and that was that. And everybody left the game. Went up Western. The Blood Boy with the red card, low rider, and this and that. And his name was Ace Capone. And a couple of cats mopped him up, took the car. That right there would cause a snowball effect that was so cold that still reverberates through people's lives still to this day.
Yeah, still affects the community.
Still affects the community. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that triggered everything else that came after that. Whether it came from him or somebody else, it triggered that. So for those that's victims of it, you have to also look at yourself in the mirror. Had I not done ABC, or had I not done, you know what I'm saying? Myself included. You dig what I mean? So it's like that shit hit different when you look at it through them lenses.
Right.
You feel me? So,
how long did it take you to get to that point to look at it like that?
Bro, my best friend died. I mean, my boy. I mean, still to this day, I ain't never felt a hurt like that ever. You know, I done lost a lot of cats, comrades along the way. You know what I'm saying? But this was somebody since the sandbox, like forever. I still see his moms and all that today and stuff. And she elderly and the mindset and stuff like that. But she still remember me. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they family still to this day. You know what I'm saying? So it hit different, homie.
Yeah.
It just hit different. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so when that happened, it's like damn, what do you do with all that hurt? What do you do with all that pain? What do you do with all that grief? What do you do with all that agony balled up in one? You don't do nothing with it but give it back. Because now they have all these counselors and this and that and all that shit that you can go to school and do all. No, back then they didn't, bro. It was like, okay, all your friends got killed, go to school tomorrow.
Yep.
Right. 84, how old was you when that?
In 84, I was 14.
14.
It was October. You know what I'm saying? I'm a 70s baby, 1970, July. And so that right there the moms and pops separation, and that are the two major pivotal moments in my life that made me turn into something totally different.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, you gangbang, you fight here, you fight there, and this and that.
Now it's time to turn it up a notch.
Now it's time to, now you turned into something. You turned into a monster.
Yeah.
Now I'm void of all emotion. I'm void of all sympathy. I'm void of all empathy. I'm void of all that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what to. You know what I
You
mean?
just want revenge.
But yeah.
I'm just that's all I got
Right.
is that. You know what I mean? That's all I got is that.
Yeah. That's what I feel you on that, you know what I mean? I feel you all the way on that because you'll hurt you. Nobody can tell you how to hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how can we before that happened, like you said, with you, like that made you feel like you gotta go get kind of bloodthirsty, how can we stop the youth from going through that? Like, I know your friend got killed, you know, like I know it's hurt, but how can we get y'all not to go retaliate that and just keep this ongoing cycle?
To go back to what I said, bro. Emotional intelligence,
Mhm.
tools.
Giving them tools.
Giving them tools to use.
Yeah.
Coping skills.
Right.
Coping skills and somebody to break it down to them like, hey, check it out. Had I had somebody say, hey, check it out. I know you feeling like this. I know you feeling like that. I know you hurt, but this is what this lead to. This is what this is gonna happen. You dig what I'm saying? Now, you can't save everybody.
Yeah.
That's what it's just impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
You know
feel
what I'm
like it need to be somebody of some stature to say it to them. It can't be no like
It can't-
a
exact-
counselor
No.
with a degree. Nigga
No.
gonna be like, you don't know what
You
I'm
gotta
going
be, you
through.
gotta be a nigga that have been through it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta be a nigga that been through it. Cause it's like one day that's finna and this back when I was still active and all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Before I became a man. You dig what I'm saying? A grown man. And put away childish things, which is all that bullshit. All that shit is for the kids. You know what I mean? We was in a meeting, a gang meeting one day. This is years ago before I came to prison. They was putting some cats on. About 3 or 4 of them getting put on. One dude was getting put on because his cousin was getting put on. But by me being in that life a long time, I could differentiate which one of y'all is really, really about that shit and which one of y'all is not.
Yeah.
You just doing it for the whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, the cousin, he locked in. And it was like, okay, man, it's mandatory meetings, blah, 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 blah. He interrupts and said, well, man, I ain't gonna be able to make it on such days. I got football practice and this, that, and the third. Okay, if you was in the gang meeting and you had enough nerve to say, I got football practice,
Right.
bro,
Right.
Yeah. You don't
What-
need to be here.
you don't need to be here, huh?
Right.
Go play football.
Go play football.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was like, what you mean? Oh yeah, man, they about to give me a scholarship, da 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 da. But I don't want to be for the shit. I'm gonna help the homies, bro. You can't help the homies doing the same shit they doing. Look at him. Hey, bro, come over here. Ooh, look, he blind. He damn near blind. He got shot in the face with a gauge. Tell him what happened, twin. Oh, blah 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 blah. Look at this cat over here. He in the wheelchair. Tell him what happened, bro. Da 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 da. I lift up my shirt. Ooh, look, damn near every nigga in here got a belly zipper. And they got it's a story behind that belly zipper.
Right.
Either you gonna get the broads, you might get a little money, you might get a little car, but that shit don't add up to that other side of the shit you're gonna get. You're gonna get a gang of time. Some of these very cats in here that we talking to right now, they gonna tell on you.
Yeah.
Believe that. It's some future rats in this joint. Trust me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like football, it is. Bro, you be better going off, playing football, being successful, coming back, grabbing whoever you feel
Right.
deemed need to help.
Right.
You digging what I'm saying?
Right. I seen you mention that too. You was like, some people be putting the wrong jacket on the wrong person.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't fit for it. Not fit for everybody.
It ain't fit
You
for
know what I mean?
everybody.
So you were putting all these people on your hood, and you putting, man, you already know everybody not lined up for it.
Yeah.
Look what's
Everybody
going
not,
on now, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look what's going on now. You figure, okay, long as we get the numbers. Nah, bro.
I ain't never met so much people in my life from somewhere they ain't from.
That part. And
You know
them,
what I
and
mean?
them no, I'm glad he brought that up.
I never
I'm
did
glad he
that.
brought that up
They
because
influence.
Yeah.
I call them hybrids.
Yeah.
Them hybrid gangbangers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, bro, where you from? Oh, I'm from Hesperia. What? And you claim what? In South Central? Man, that's hours away. What are you
Hours
talking
away.
about?
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, well, I was on the internet. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I was on
That's
the
what
internet
it
and I met the homies, yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
This, and when I say putting a jacket, don't give a cat a jacket he can't fit, homie. It's like if I know you bring a set what makes a set is different characteristics, different
Come on.
people. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
You might bring the females, you the fly guy. You might bring the money, you keep the hustle going, whatever. Well, use an actual gunner. You know what I'm saying? This dude is this dude is that. You're not around though. But so I say, well, fly guy, here, take the burner and you hold oos.
Mm.
You stay on point.
Yeah.
It crack off. You don't know what to do with that.
Right.
You know what to do with that broad.
Right.
But you don't know what to do with this thing, and you freeze up and and somebody get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? It ain't his fault, bro.
Right. But y'all put that on him.
Y'all put that on him.
Yeah.
You gave him a jacket he couldn't fit.
Yeah, straight up. I always say that, man, everybody trying to be this certain person, but to me, there's no one person that's just the toughest person to everybody.
Man,
come
on, bro.
Especially LA County. We know that.
Yeah.
But what messes the game up is when people start trying to live different lives that they know they don't want no parts of. Like you said, we could all be from the same neighborhood. He might bring the girls. He got the money. This dude the gunner or whatnot. But stepping into that whole different zone is going to be a domino effect because what's going to happen when niggas get jammed up? Now he telling. Now he doing this. You got family involved. So now they family on they family and all type of stuff. That's where the game go wrong. At. So I got to agree with you.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And the way and I think the youth ain't getting that. Ain't nobody serving them that.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. When people put dudes on the set, they don't tell them, okay, well, when you're gonna catch a case, right? Eventually, right? Because you're gonna catch a case. So if you're really active, you're gonna catch a case. So when you catch that case, I don't care how much time it is, you know not to tell, right? Because ain't nobody telling these dudes that.
Right.
Because you're gonna go do 30 years. You're gonna go sit down for. You willing to go? Are you willing to go sit down for a 30 piece?
Right.
And he gonna say, and what clown gonna say? Yeah, I'll go do it.
That's right.
Hell no.
Right.
That's why they don't ask that question when they putting you on.
Right.
Right.
You know?
Tell the people that analogy we was talking about outside about the burning,
About the burning building.
Let 'em
Yeah,
hear
bro.
that.
And that's another thing. Like I said, I believe my experience of everything that I did and engaged myself in, bro, I should be the one you want to listen to. Basically, because I'm telling you, you see my body burnt up. Yeah, your body burnt up, bro. Your body burnt up, Scoe. I was in that burning building. Don't go in that burning building. The building, it looked cool on the outside. It got the fly popping lights and the disco balls and all that shit. But you go in there, the walls and halls is hot as a mug.
Inside fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? Hot as a motherfucker. Don't go in there, bro. You see the scars. You see the scar tissue all over me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you want to go anyway. So it's like either you just crazy, insane as hell, or you don't believe in what you see.
Man.
But I think if it's served to them like that, I think you can curtail
Right.
more than usual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because don't get me wrong, bro. Some cats is just that.
Hey, yes, they are. Some
what I'm
cats,
saying?
it's just in
They just gonna crash. They gonna crash.
It's just in them.
They gonna run
They don't
into that
care
brick
who they
wall.
crash with, bro.
Yeah,
They gonna run right in there.
Yeah, and I'm telling
Throw
you
some
this,
gasoline on them.
exactly. And I'm telling you this from me being that. I was actually that.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me nothing about it. I didn't care if the building was burning. Well, the building burning, I'm a roast. I'm on my way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You hear them screaming in there? That's pain. No, that's not. They having fun.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like I like I said earlier, bro. in my mind, I wasn't a gangster until I sat in the stoops, until I went to prison. I went to jail. My rite of passage wasn't complete until I finished that last leg of the race.
Mm.
You dig what I'm saying? And it showed in my criminal record. I kept going. That's why I said earlier, everybody ain't scared of jail.
Right.
It's acceptable. In my head, I made it. My belief was prison is acceptable.
Man, you get more praise for going to prison than going to college in our community.
Yeah, you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they say, what, you know, Gerald, he went to college, man. He graduated with valedictorian, whatever the case may be. Like, oh, is that right? Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. You know that boy Crazy Foot, man. That nigga just got 3 licenses, man. That nigga crazy. That's the homie though.
Hope he beat it, yeah. Hope he come home with
He
pay.
up in there fighting that thing. Oh yeah, man. You know, I'm gonna send him some bread, man. That's my guy. You dig? You dig what I'm saying? So imagine a 7, 8-year-old seeing the contrast, seeing the difference between the two. What you think he gonna gravitate to?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, man, till something go down, it look like it's something you want to be a part of.
Yeah.
To the real life, you feel me?
Into the real life shit.
Yeah.
Then it was like, you know, like I said, I aspired to go to the joint. And then when I got there, I could say one time to keep it a buck. It was one time I was like, oh shit, what I got myself into when I went to 4800. That shit was a monster of its own back then. Like something I ain't never seen. So with that, either you became predator, prey, or cool with the predator.
Wasn't no in between for real.
Nah.
Yeah.
Ain't no in between in that. Now it's different.
That's when the Crip on Crip violence was intense, huh? So yeah, it was.
It's the same way now. It's just that back then you didn't have a unbalanced scale like you do now. Like now, say for instance, you go down here on this end, it'd be a gang of Bloods or neighborhoods in this module. You go on this end, it'd be a gang of Hoovers or gangsters in this module. But every now and then, a couple of sprinkles of Hoovers or gangsters go in there and they get served up, or vice versa, get served up. Back then, everybody was in there together in one wop. So wasn't no team stronger than other team. But the difference is between then and now, they made you stand on your own back then.
Yeah.
Your homies didn't come to your aid. Your homie didn't take your fade. Your homie didn't do none of that.
Yeah. You had to fight before a nigga even say, I got you.
Yeah, you got to get it in for them to even acknowledge you.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
It's so, you know.
I want to just put a little clarity on that. You know, with you playing your role and your part in one of the biggest militias, you know, for us to see. And have it ever been a time that you could recall where y'all was cool with the opposition? Because a lot of times in these communities, we go to the same schools.
Yeah.
Bro,
You know?
I'm glad you asked that
Y'all
question.
close as hell to all y'all niggas.
Yeah, we all right
Y'all close,
there.
yeah.
I'm glad you asked that, bro. When I was younger, right? Like you see how all these dudes beef and shit now, it wasn't like that. And so when I tell young cats from 60s or East Coast or whatever the case may be like, bro, your homies used to hang out in the 4 apartments. Or bro, 60s used to come on 53rd to the Brain where we partied at and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And all the old legendary names that you hear, these dudes is old. They not that now, but back then, they was them peoples.
Yeah.
You know, they was them peoples, the P-Wax and all them. They was them peoples and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so it'd be like, okay, the 5 Deuces in the 60s, 5 Deuce, whatever we do, 6-0, wherever we go. They had little slogans. And when I tell these kids that, like, bro, you ain't always been your enemy.
Right.
They don't believe me.
Right.
Until I tell them, man, go check the books. Ask whoever,
Right.
from that era and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And stuff. But all of that derived from, you know, the Broadways, and them was tight and made us tight and were cool. Not tight, but cool. You know what I'm saying? And you had your and at the end of the day, bro, like right now to this day, my friends are my friends. I don't care where they from.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let me ask you this, because I was watching an interview. I just thought of this too. And, I don't know if you was the 51st Street massacre.
54th Street.
No, but something happened. I was watching a street TV interview. Forget the guy name. He was from A Trey, and he was explaining how his parents stayed on 51st Street.
They
and,
killed
you know,
his
the
mama. They
opposition
killed his
came.
mama.
Yeah,
They killed.
yeah.
You
Were
talking
you
about? You talking about my boy
incarcerated at that time?
Shakur? Yeah. You talking? No. I was on the bricks. You talking about the boy? My partner, man.
Yeah,
Shakur.
Yeah.
That's me and him. That's my boy. I was we was on the pen together.
Okay.
And stuff like that. Yeah, they end up killing his mother and his brother.
Right.
Something to that effect.
Right. So do you recall the domino effect that it had on the community then?
Yeah, because now the gloves come off.
Mm-hmm. The rules.
Once the rule book was threw away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now we're shooting in the house.
That-
and we
yeah,
shooting out,
That was like a hidden rule. Like,
Yeah. That was an
messing with
unwritten
no
rule.
family,
So
mothers.
now that rule is no longer in play now. So now it's everybody gang. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, your sister, your mama, your granny, and shit like that. Where you had some cats, they go smack your sibling
Yeah.
just to bring you out to the
Like
funeral.
you said, the empathy
They
gone.
smack you. The empathy gone. You know what I'm saying? Cats is walking around hollow shells of grief and violence and anguish. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what they feeding off of. That's what they own.
Right. Okay, so you went to prison at 17, came home at 30.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
Had your 30th birthday. How shortly after did you go to prison to receive your second sentence?
About a year.
About a year after.
Yeah.
So you missed your 20s.
Got 1 year my 30.
Missed your 30s.
Yep. And missed my 40s.
Missed your 40s. How many years was that?
Yeah, I did 22 years.
22 years.
Yeah.
Was this sentence any different from the first sentence?
This sentence was a life sentence.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And a life sentence hit different from a regular sentence.
Yeah, shit, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna say this: when it comes down to prison and doing a gang of time, some niggas just don't get it. Period. I'm gonna tell y'all rip. There's some niggas in there like 60, still moving like they 16. You dig what I'm saying? They just don't get it. Period.
They ain't learning. They just
No,
preserved.
hell no. They deserve this hell. You know what I'm saying? But in my situation, I didn't get it off rip even with the life sentence. Bro, it took me at least 10, 12, 13 years to
Within that life sentence.
yeah, within that life sentence, to like, damn. The walls start telling you, hey, nigga, ain't you tired? You ain't tired yet? Cause I ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nigga said I ain't tired. Like, hey, ooh, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the walls telling me, I can see, I can look at you all day, gang.
They ain't tired. They don't get tired. They on some Kevin Gates shit. They don't get tired.
I'm gonna be here. I'm
You know
gonna
what
be
I'm
here when you
saying?
leave. I'm gonna be here when
Yeah,
you
I'm
gone.
here when you get back.
When was it that you got tired?
I didn't get tired until like when I saw the boy. Well, I ain't gonna say when I saw the boy. I'm gonna say probably like I was in where was I at, bro? Oh, this when I knew when I was tired. I was in Delano. I was on a level 3 at the time. And they had a gang, young homies there. Had a gang of little neighborhoods there. Had a gang of little bloods there, whatever. But me being that age, I was in my like late 30s or some shit. And the homies those cats lining it up. They getting into it. They doing what young gangbangers do up in there. They fighting and this and that. But in my head, it's child's play, so I ain't even tripping. Cause I come from where they ain't doing that. It's all metal. It's rock band shit going on, heavy metal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, they doing what they doing. Until one of my partners, he wasn't even my partner, matter of fact. And this is how crazy this works, the dynamic work. He wasn't even my partner. He was from 60s, right? He was in the feds with one of my loved ones, like a real one. and he was doing 20-something in the feds. And me and him was having a conversation. And he said, I know such and such. You'd be surprised, bro, how a lot of shit can come to a cease with a person saying, I know whoop-de-whoop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And be like,
Yeah.
oh, is that right? I end up coming in contact, man, you know this cat named such and such from 60s? Like, yeah. Man, that's my boy. Man, he good folks.
That changed the whole, make your whole like
Yo.
energy change. You know, like
Energy change because I respect you so much
Right.
and know how you get down. If you say this dude your boy, he my boy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he my boy. And it became one of them things to where everything ceased and shit like that. So, and still to this day, my dog, my mama got sick, you know what I'm saying, was passing, and was sick. Bro, I was still in the pen. Bro was coming in the Hoovers to come check on
Right.
my mom's.
Right.
When I had homies that out, born and raised with.
Know your
wasn't
mama.
doing-
Probably
know
skip
my
hop
mama.
away.
Yeah, you
Damn.
dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it hit different. That's why I don't know if y'all seen when I say, man, the cat that you think your enemy is really not your enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We inherited, a lot of us inherited a beef.
Mhm.
And then when you break it down, what you beefing with them for? Or where they killed the homie Blue Shoes, whatever. No. You started beef. Was you beefing before Blue Shoes got killed? Oh yeah. What was it about? Oh, shit, I don't know. Go ask him right there, your G homie. Go ask him what that beef about.
Mhm.
I mean, what was the beef about? Oh, Capone was dancing with Sandy.
Hmm.
Bluebird didn't like it. That was his chick. They get into a squabble, and he killed him. What?
Sound personal to
We
me.
done heard that too many times.
So you mean to tell me y'all got a 40-year beef over a chick dancing with another cat?
So much bloodshed.
You
Yeah,
to find out now she dealing with a dude from way over there now.
She way over here. Man, come on, bro.
That's how it be
Come
though,
on.
That's
man.
crazy.
I'm a,
That pride that makes something so small go to something big, man.
Right.
That ego.
and I go back to emotional intelligence.
Exactly.
When you emotional intelligent, your pride and your ego don't play a part in your decisions you making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you this with all due respect, because I don't like to assume. Are you visually impaired?
Yeah.
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 Did that happen off of acts of violence?
Yeah, when I was in the stoops and shit, I got nicked, but I didn't go get it. You don't turn yourself in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go get
Right.
your lick back.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean?
Right.
But I could still see, and by me not getting no
Treatment or nothing.
treatment, it gradually
Boom.
Then one day I just woke up and couldn't see.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So
So
they
can
had
you
to
tell us what that transition was like?
going
Just-
blind.
yeah.
When it was like okay, now I'm at my whole thing is, and then I'm at a super disadvantage.
Mm.
I can't see nothing on this side at all. Period. I got to damn near turn my whole head. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, how I'm gonna navigate? This shit.
Yeah.
You
Pull
dig
this
what
shit
I'm
off.
saying? I'm gonna pull it off and shit like that. So it was difficult for a minute, but then it was like, man, you know what, bro? At the end of the day, it is what it is. Because I had them remove it. I told them to remove it because it kept bothering me. It kept hurting.
They're pussing up and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and swelling up and to go down, swell up, go down. I was like, hey man, check this out, man. Just take it out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
like, are you sure? Like, damn the cosmetic look of it, man. Take it out. You know what I'm saying? When they took it out, and man, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. You go to them stoops, man. When you talk about your medical and all that type of shit, they don't get two fucks about you.
Mm.
I'm just gonna keep it a buck. They
I
took
believe
my
it.
they took my eye out. I went to the hospital. I had surgery. They put you on anesthesia. Whoop, take the eye out. As soon as I wake up out of anesthesia, and okay, you ready to go back to the joint? Ain't no recovery and none of that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They want you to recover back
Yeah.
at prison.
Inside.
Yeah, they scared as a motherfucker.
Yeah, so bam. So when I come back, they supposed to put you in
Infirmary.
the infirmary. Quentin they ain't swing like that. They like,
Cell
hey,
block?
going back to your cell. Okay, with a wheelchair escort, man, you better feel that wall back. You know what I'm saying? So nigga really like kind of feeling his way back to the joint. You know what I'm saying? And when I got in the building, a couple of my partners, they like, man, they like, man, what happened? So they going off on the police. And like, hey, man, what the fuck? Whoa, man, bro ain't supposed to be da-da-da-da-da. And made it up to my cell. I was on the 5th tier. They moved me down because I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Navigate the stairs.
Yeah.
That's a lawsuit.
Yeah. So they moved me down. But I'm in the cell in pain like no other, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they came with the morphine pills and shit like that. But
They waited though. They made sure they waited.
they waited. You know what I'm saying? They waited.
Always playing them little dirty games with people and
so
shit.
I eventually healed and I'm used to it now. You know what I'm saying?
And I wanted to ask you that, bro, because we talked about some of the things that's being glorified within these young dudes, but a lot of stuff that they don't tell you.
Because one of my best friends is blind. You feel me? Took a shotgun to the face.
Yeah, my boy
feel
did. Yeah, my boy Twin. He took a shotgun to the face and it blinded him. But and that's the sad part, bro. You ain't telling them what it is. You ain't telling them, bro. You sit up in them stoops, especially for a long time, you gonna lose people. You know, the people you actually love, the people who actually care about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna go through all kinds of other shit. You gonna go through older cats with their manipulative ways and shit. Some cats get caught up in that. A lot of, especially the youngsters, because they miserable. Some old cats up there, they miserable as hell. They recreation.
Yeah.
They play you on you recreation to them.
Right.
Damn.
You go bust them, get your name in the hat. You know what I'm saying? It's your turn to go do whatever, da-da-da-da-da. You are recreation to them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they ain't comfortable unless it's chaos around them. Why? Because they ain't got shit to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of trying to make you get right for you can go
Right.
home, they like, nah.
The worst people to be around in them stools, bro, was the ones who given up and accepted it. Accepted they get down. I know life without us ain't accepted it. You know what I'm saying? They do everything that they possibly can. They go to their groups. They do whatever facilitation they got to go through. They do whatever programs they got to get in. They work. They don't get no write-ups. These cats is model prisoners, model inmates who was actually straight killers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said,
That's what most killers be polite niggas until it's time. Like most of them be real cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they be real cool, like until you
you know what I'm saying?
But, so, I can see that. Like most of them don't really be trying to be seen, be low key, soft spoken.
But like I tell the young cats, I say, bro, how you is right now? You here now, right? You on? You doing your shit? You up? You turned up? Give it 15, then come back and holler at me. Give it 20, come back and holler at me. Give me 40, come back and holler at me. If you still got that same energy 30 years from now that you got right now, man, I'm gonna salute you. You a bad dude.
Right.
I ain't seen it yet. Even the ones that still goofy know their limitations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They still talk that old school shit and all that. You know what I'm saying?
They know who they talking to.
But they know who to talk. Yeah, they know who to talking to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got some youngsters in there giving a damn about you. You got diabetes and arthritis. They whoop your ass up. You know what I mean? And that be that.
Right.
You be sitting over there looking crazy.
I done heard plenty of stories of people saying they have to beat up like an older cat, and then after they beat them, when it's time to get into it, they be like, "Oh, like you said, I got diabetes." Like, but you still trying to be active.
Trying to be active.
Yeah,
No, bro, I ain't that. I'm like, man, bro, I been gave it up, bro. Do your thing, knock yourself out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what you see in a whole like evolution of gangbanging from like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, I want to know your thoughts on, because it's a lot of stuff going on the internet right now.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on like internet gangsters right now? Like what you see on the internet, YouTube, people.
I'm gonna keep it 100, man. They entertainment.
Yeah.
They just. Well, I got a haircut appointment at 2. I'm gonna watch this goofball for about 30 minutes. Cause he's goofy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because bro, it that's most. But on the flip side, that's the most safe banging you can do
On the internet.
The reason why I say that is I'd rather see cats on the internet talking that rah-rah shit that they be talking instead of seeing them in the streets.
Right.
Yeah.
See them in the streets with the physical.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you banging in a safe space,
space, yeah.
Safe
so to
space.
speak, until somebody catch your ass out that space.
Mhm.
And then that's when it turned into something else. But the internet banging is like, bro, what's the purpose?
This shit is content now.
Yeah, it's just content
It's
now
content.
and stuff because you dudes don't love the shit you talking about.
Right.
Them dudes, so many dudes, now you don't have to worry about your enemy. Your enemy is your friend now, and your friend is your enemy now.
Yeah. That's what I've been seeing a lot of. You feel me?
So look at within the last 10, 15
Yeah.
years of all the cats who done
All right.
got murdered and all that type of shit. It was backdoor.
This is my whole thing. All right, I'm from California. I'm from LA County. You feel me? I don't gangbang or nothing. And shit that was probably oblivious to me because it was a secret society. I can go just type in why do this hood beef with this hood, and I can get a whole 30-minute documentary of that bitch.
Yeah.
Like a whole 30-minute documentary of that motherfucker.
But even with that, bro, it got to. Some of these dudes be embellishing some of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that shit been just they beefed over a dice game went bad,
Yeah.
or they beefed over a broad. Because you got to understand, everybody was friends at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an event or something that took place to break that friendship.
Like you said, the domino effect.
The
That
domino
one thing that
effect.
make everything
thing.
call in this whole snowball
Yeah.
thing.
And then everything after that inherited
Mhm.
a beef.
Yeah.
You inherited the beef. I inherited the beef. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like and it's like I done seen it all, bro. I done seen it for it to go from blood and crip to crip on crip to blood and crip on crip to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, if you're doing all that, what you banging for?
And most of the time, right now, like you said, it's the back door. It's
Yeah,
homie or
what you
homie.
banging
Homie or
for?
Yeah.
They-
That shit don't even make no sense. It didn't make sense then. It really don't make sense
Really
now.
don't make sense now.
Yeah. 'Cause I-
Especially when you older, you an entertainer, you already established. Then you come back from somewhere you're not even from at all. Then you bang in these neighborhoods,
Yeah.
bro. It's like it's crazy.
The funniest thing I
but
seen
to
on the-
each his own though.
The funniest thing I seen on the internet, not even to say no names, it was so hilarious. I think it was a dude out of Watts. The nigga drove all the way to Stockton to take a nigga sign. So you drove past all these other niggas that they go all the way up north. That was so hilarious to me.
That's
Like, you feel
crazy.
me? Like, this is what it's come to. It's entertainment now. You feel
It's
me?
entertainment,
Yeah,
bro.
like you ain't
It's
really.
entertainment.
Yeah. But at a point, you gotta separate that and say, bro, because even though it's for entertainment, you putting that energy to the masses. I guarantee you, that same energy gonna come back and it's gonna give you a chance to prove that you are what you is.
Exactly, bro. I tell kids this all the time, homie. Man, look, bro, whatever energy you put out, you're gonna get back.
Yes, sir.
Man.
You know what I'm
Straight up.
saying? Whatever energy you put out, I done seen it 1,000 times. I just recently seen it. And I'm at home in my bed. Oh, so-and-so just got killed. They blew his head off. Oh, damn. I just seen that young boy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Straight up.
But it's like the energy you put out is be the energy you get back. And a lot of times people like they don't say I don't want to say that. It's like you got it coming. You got it coming for this reason. That was a legit reason. In that confined space of in that world. In that world, and I'm gonna say this because the reason I'm saying it, you had it coming because in that world, these are the rules.
Mm.
The rules is the rules.
Straight up.
That world is an anti-social world. That world is not a civilian world.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just want to clarify that. You you did this, they didn't give it to you then for that violation. You did this, but they gave it to you then. You know what I'm saying? And they book you. You feel me? And it's like, oh, okay. And then it's acceptable, but then you might have some people say, well, man, y'all should have did that back then when this person did A, B, C, and D. You know what I mean?
Right.
And all that. So I said that to say the energy, it don't always come back to you the way you think it is.
It's gonna motherfucking
It's gonna come back to you. And it might not even come back to you personally.
Yeah, straight up.
Your mama might get hit with a straight while driving your car. Anything. You dig what I'm saying?
Straight up.
So it's like growing up, bro, all my homies knew where I lived at. Everybody hung out. We all hung out at each other's house, on the porch, hanging out, da-da-da-da-da. I wish the fuck I would bring a nigga to my house. You know what I'm saying? Right. Homie or not.
Right.
Because you never know. And I tell cats this all the time, bro. Your friend, he your friend all the way until he not your friend. And you never know when that's gonna happen. It's just like when me and you can be dogs, right? Like true story. One of my best friends, other than the one that died, I got one just died. Big Chim, he just died not too long ago. He passed away, and bro hung on until I got out the pen because we hadn't seen each other in years. You know what I'm saying? And he died once I got out. It was a blessing to see him and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Boom, he died right after I got out. Saw him. My other boy died, was in there. Little coke dog. We was like this. He used to play football and all that. He was one of them boys. They wanted him. So we caught a case. You know what I'm saying? A attempted murder case. And it's like when I say the love, these dudes don't have that cohesiveness, that love, like back then, that brotherly shit. We caught a case, which was on me. Boom. And I didn't want him to go to jail. So I turned myself in. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted him because he didn't have no record. He had just turned 18. I was still a kid. So they kicked it. They dropped it on me and gave it to him, even after I turned myself in. You dig what I'm saying? He went sat down for 9 years and shit. You dig what I'm saying? So when we finally linked back up, we don't link back up to like maybe 15 years later. You know what I mean? We linked back up. He doing his thing, out the gate. Hey, here, 15 bands, bro. Do your thing, whatever. Bro. We running together every day. I get into some more shit. The love I got, I know he gonna go if I call him. But what kind of friend, what kind of bro I would be to have him come sacrifice
himself. I like that, man.
Right.
Don't die for me, live for me.
Straight up. Straight up. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. We're gonna wrap this episode up, man. Yeah. It was an honor having you in here.
Sure, gotta bring you back.
Conversation. You gotta come back, bro, because these conversations was gonna save the youth.
Yeah, that part. Like I say, man, before we go, bro, the main thing y'all do, bro, when they come in here, get them youth the tools. They don't got the tools, bro. They don't got the tools. They up against a lot of shit out here. A lot of it.
Straight up, bro.
So it's up on us, me, you, and everybody else to get them the tools, coping skills to deal with that shit that talks their way.
Most definitely. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all go on and subscribe, man. Dope episode. Hit that notification bell once again. Down and Diligent. We out.
I'm down and diligent.